Welcome to Carvin Software's instructional videos of Staffing Complete. Checklists are the software's way of disallowing certain actions if a checklist item is not complete. For the customer checklist, all checklist items must be marked completed before being able to proceed to create an order for a given customer or add a customer to a payroll batch order. If an incomplete checklist item exists, the software will notify you of the issue during order creation and will not allow you to create an order for the given customer until all checklist items are completed. Remember, all checklist items are completely customizable to fit your specific needs. This video will review all items regarding the checklist and the customer module, including locating the checklist, marking the checklist complete, resetting a checklist or reloading a checklist, customizing a checklist, and reviewing Staffing Complete user permissions associated with the checklist. The first thing that needs to be set up in order to utilize the checklist feature in Staffing Complete is customization of the checklist items in the Setup module. Start by navigating to the Setup module. Click on the Checklist tab. Click Insert at the top of the screen and move to the bottom of the screen. Select the office that you would like the checklist item to be applicable for. If you would like it to be applicable across all offices in Staffing Complete, leave this field blank. If the checklist item is only applicable to one specific customer, you will assign that customer here. Click the three ellipses, type in the desired customer's name, and click Search. Once you have found the desired customer, double-click on their name. The customer selected will appear in this field after the user pushes Save at the end of the checklist creation. Under Type, select Client. This will be what you will select every time you are creating a checklist item for a customer. Next, type in the item name in the Item field. The last field is the Email To field. If someone would like to be notified via email when a certain checklist item is marked completed, enter their email address here. Please note, if you are emailing multiple people, make sure to separate the email addresses with a comma. Once you have entered in all of those fields, click Save at the top of the page. Repeat this process for every checklist item you would like to add to the customer module. Any new customers entered in the software after the checklist item has been created will have this checklist item pre-populated in the Checklist tab in the Customer module. Each software user will need the appropriate permissions in order to mark checklist items complete, reset a checklist, or reload a checklist item. These permissions are granted in the Setup module. Start by navigating to the Setup module. Click on the User tab. Click on the User Accounts tab. Select the software user that you would like to add permissions to. Move to the Permissions tab at the bottom of your screen. Select the Customer subtab. The first access you will grant is the appropriate tab access for this software user. On the right-hand side, you will see a series of radio buttons. D stands for Default Access. This is the access that most users in the database will need. R stands for Read-Only Access. This means the software user can see all data on the tab, but cannot interact with the data on the tab in any way. The H stands for Hidden. If H is selected, the tab will be hidden and will not show for that software user. If the user needs to check off, reset, or reload checklist items, the radio button for default access next to checklist will need to be marked. Additionally, there are 3 checklist item permissions that may need to be assigned in addition to the radio button. If you would like the software user to mark checklist items complete, check the box next to Customer Checklist. If you would like the software user to have the ability to reset checklist items, check the box next to Customer Checklist Reset. And finally, if you would like the software user to have the ability to reload checklist items, check the box next to Customer Checklist Reload. After you have entered all checklist items in the Setup module and given the appropriate user permissions, you are now ready to check off checklist items. The software user will mark a checklist complete or reset or reload a checklist in the Customer module. Navigate to the Customer module. Pull up the desired customer by using the Find It tab to search. Once you have found the desired customer, double-click on that customer. Click on the Checklist tab. All checklist items for this customer will be displayed here. All checklist items that are blank under the user and timestamp fields are not marked completed. To mark a checklist item complete, right-click on the checklist item and select Mark Completed. Once the checklist item is marked completed, the user and timestamp fields will auto-populate with the software user's information. If an item was marked in error or that item has expired, like a piece of paperwork that needs to be returned in, you will need to reset the checklist item. To do this, right-click on the item and select Reset Item. If the checklist items have changed and have been re-entered or altered in the Setup module, you will need to reload the customer's checklist. To do this, right-click anywhere in the white space and select Reload Items. Once you select Reload Items, you'll receive a confirmation box asking you to confirm. Click OK. All checklist items have now been loaded into this specific customer's checklist. There are several bulk features that can be completed in Staffing Complete. Navigate to the Setup module. Click on the Checklists tab. If there is a specific checklist item that you would like to add to all customers in a database, right-click on that item, select Bulk Add. A pop-up box will appear confirming you would like to add that checklist item to all customers. Click Yes. Please note, the checklist item selected will bulk add to all checklists in the module notated in the Type column. This feature is particularly helpful when a new checklist item has been created after a customer profile has been entered into the software and the new checklist item needs to be added to the existing customer's profile. If there is a specific checklist item you would like to remove from all customers, find the item, right-click on that item, select Bulk Remove, and then All. A pop-up box will appear confirming you would like to remove that checklist item from all customers. Click Yes. If you would like to remove all completed or uncompleted checklist items, right-click anywhere in the grid, select Bulk Remove, select the appropriate item, and click OK. If you would like to mark a checklist item completed or uncompleted, right-click on that item, select Bulk Complete, and select the desired option. All checklist items must be marked completed before being able to proceed to create an order for a given customer or add a customer to a payroll batch order. In the payroll module, if you click Insert, it will prompt you to enter the customer name. If an incomplete checklist item exists for that customer, the software will notify you of the issue during this order creation process and will not allow you to create an order for the given customer by showing this error message. This customer has an incomplete checklist item. For more information regarding the checklist tab in the customer module, please visit our wiki at the address linked on the screen.